just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. What's going on? Yo, GMS fam, what's going on? Everybody in the chat, what's happening, man? T-Star, J.R. Miller, Lady Aries, what's going on? Ben Slim, Black Lights In. You know, of course, we got AP in the building of the 3Gs podcast. As you already know, man, thank you for coming through, man. How you doing today, brother?
I'm fantastic.
Look, man, let me tell y'all something, bro. So my guy AP hit me this morning, and he sent me this video. He was like, man, let me know what you think of this shit. And I seen it. I was like, man, this video is fucking damn near 3 hours long. What the fuck? Why am I about to watch this? But I seen the title, and it said, "Are black men expendable?" And I was like, expendable? The only expendables I know about is the motherfucking movies, nigga. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, but I was like, you know what? Let me see what the fuck is happening over here. So as it started out, you know, I started to hear some of the things she was saying, and I'm like, okay, you know, she has some okay points. I'm talking about like right in the beginning, she was like coming off as somebody that I know for a fact has been through some things with black men, but at the same time, I didn't think that she was trying to put blame on all black men. But as I continued to watch, I started to see more and more fuckery, in my opinion. Yes, there were some things that were said that was factual. She had some good points. There were definitely points where I agreed with her on some things, but there was also the part of me that was seeing through some of the things that she was doing. So first, I want to ask AP, how did you come across this shit, man?
Man, let me tell you, I think I was watching Sinful to P. You familiar with him?
Nah, nope.
It's a cat named Sinful to P that got a channel where, you know, he talked that pimp shit, but he was talking about, I really didn't know, I just caught it. And he was talking about an interview that she did like a day or two prior. And in that interview, she was chopping the head off of some other dude. I was like, okay, so then today I go and look at her channel. And I recognize her name because, you know, on my Player for Life channel, a lot of women ask me about these other content creators that kind of talk about, you know, relationships or men and women. So I'm familiar with the names. I wouldn't have no reason to go look at her channel any other reason.
Right.
So I go look, and then I watch this whole shit. As you can see, it was so much going on, you get stuck in it. I watched the whole 2-something hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, same. I watched the whole
That's how I
fucking thing.
found it.
So he brought this to my attention, man. And the first thing I actually want to talk about that we're gonna get into, because let me tell y'all, man, this was the most notes I ever wrote down in my life. I am not kidding y'all. I promise you, this is the most that I've ever written anything down for a subject, because of how much was being said and how like many different messages were getting just all thrown all over the place. And then on top of that, when you start to realize certain things and certain agendas that people have, then you start to see through some of the things that they're doing. And I'm gonna get to that later. Like, there's a whole end point to this. I did these notes so that I can get to an end point. We just gonna start from the beginning and make our way down. But first things first, Cynthia G. I'm gonna try my hardest not to say Kendra, because I know somebody named Kendra G, and it's gonna be very hard to say this. But Cynthia G feels like men don't want to be providers or do things that a man should do, and looking for more independent women who should bring something to the table, which makes them expendable. And let me let y'all in on something. I had to screenshot this because, like I told AP earlier, the only expendable I know of is the motherfucking Expendables in the movie. I've never heard the phrase black men are expendable until today. But expendable, if y'all need a definition real quick, of little significance when compared to an overall purpose and therefore able to be abandoned, similar to dispensable, able to be sacrificed, of an object designed to be used only once and then abandoned or destroyed. This is what this woman is saying black men as a whole are. So let's go down the line. What do you think about that first and foremost, AP?
Man, I wanna try to have an objective conversation.
Yeah.
Even though what's being said is so extreme. Okay, let's try.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I heard her overall point. She initially came up with this about men being expendable in the house.
Yeah.
And then it broadened to black men being expendable in society, meaning that if all black men were gone, everybody would continue on without an issue. Now, speaking as a member of the white community, I see, I see why it was hard for people to try to debate this woman on this subject. Mm-hmm. Because unfortunately, if you look across the world, and you can think of Claude Anderson and other men who speak on the position of black people in the world.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the dominant society can function without black men, in my opinion. That's me being honest.
Okay. So you feel like society as a whole could be able to function without black men as a whole. Okay. That is, and I honestly, from a broader standpoint of everything, when you think about us as humans, a certain specific gender or race, I mean, yeah, technically, if there were no black men on Earth would or people in society would continue to go. My whole thing with her is, she's supposed to be the black liberation lady. She's supposed to be the one that is talking about how black men should be with black women. Black people need to be together and make black families. So if black men weren't on Earth, doesn't that defeat the purpose? Who are you gonna go? What other race are you gonna go to? And then on top of that, what, you just setting up black women for a life of artificial insemination, or just being by themselves until they die of pride? Well, I'm trying to figure that part out. But I do understand that part as a broader scale, looking at it as that way. But her ideas is what kind of blocks out her agenda, so to speak, in my opinion.
Okay, and let me ask you this, because I want, like I said, I want to be fair, just so this conversation can be really had, so we not just attacking this woman. Because, well, to happen, if we just go at her neck as if she's just out of pocket and wrong, and we don't deal with her points, then we not addressing it.
Oh no. That's
we
the
sound
thing. That's why.
No,
that's
I
why
know,
I did the notes, because
correct,
I do agree with a lot of things that she said.
and I'm with you. But what I was gonna say about the whole if black men were gone piece, we could say that about any one group. If you get rid of all the Asians, the blacks, the Arabs, and the whites would still function.
Right.
If you get rid of all the whites, the Arabs, the Chinese, and the blacks will still function.
Yep.
So even though she made a point, because it's just a fact, we can get rid of a section of humanity and still function. So I can't say she wrong. Now her motives might be wrong. Her intentions might be wrong. So that we're going to keep going though.
Right. No. And I understand that too, because I do believe that, and I will say this, I believe that black men, the majority of black men, have let down black women in the way that we have not uplifted them the right way. That's just historically. You know what I'm saying? We don't put black women on the same pedestal as everybody else. And I feel like that has been something that has been lacking, and I feel like that is the reason why a Cynthia G exists, because of that. She's a product of the lack of defense for black women, support, all that. So I totally understand where she's coming from.
Like I said, she was chopping heads off all her whole interview. Everybody, males was calling in defense.
Did not even make it. They didn't make us look good at all, bro.
That's why we taking our time with this, and we're being fair, and we're not gonna say, "Oh, you just a bitter chick," and you just. We're not gonna take the low road. We want to really talk about the points that she came up with, and see why she feel that way, why other women called in and felt that way, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, and you know, it's not just the whole thing, because that's what I feel like a lot of people jump to that too when they talk about women as a whole. Whenever they speak on men, they men automatically go to, hey, well, you know, I could tell she had a nigga that ain't shit, or she did it. Everybody done been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has been through a situation that has taught them something to where they feel the way that they feel today. So that's not a way to shit on her to make her seem like she's not valid. It's just that the whole majority of men thing, and then not having actual men to actually have good points to come on that show, like say something.
None at all.
It's just proving her point. You know what I mean? They've been proving the shit out of her point that entire show. You know what I'm saying? It was fucking me up, because I'm sitting there like, yo, I wish I could. Because like I feel like if I would have called in that show, just seeing how she deals with the callers, like she's very direct. You know what I'm saying? So when her favorite word is filibuster. She don't like when men filibuster or deflect. And I guess filibuster in a way is when you try to extend your answer and try to go around what it is the point is. And she's very direct. She asks you a question. She wants to answer to that question. And if you start with something else other than that question that she directly asked, it's time out for you. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, that comes with a lot of the way men try to explain things too.
And that's why I brought up the other cultures. If you take them out, the same thing apply, because her question in itself, there is only one answer for.
Yeah.
Because if the question is, are black men expendable? Yes, motherfucker. One section of society can be gone, and it will not stop the rest of us.
Yeah.
We could sub that with single people.
Yeah.
If all the single people leave, the people in relationships and marriage can thrive.
Right.
So we can play that game with any group you put in that box. But if you're gonna have a debate with a woman like that, you have to at least address that, yes, black men are expendable. Mm-hmm. Now let's break all this shit down though.
Now,
before I lose my
right, because at any
I already lost my race last week. I don't want to lose
you,
my life over this shit.
At any point, it's gonna feel like we'll go ahead of shit just because of how we talking. But I got the notes, and hopefully we gonna stay in order. But it's one of those things where y'all gotta watch too, man, just to see how shit happen. Because there is going to be a lot of parts where you do agree with what she's saying. You know what I mean? But in that regard, she also said she's not having black men a part of her panel anymore just because of how shit has been. And given the examples that I had today of the certain black men who called in, I do not blame her. So it's like I can't say that she's wrong for not, because if she gave it a chance, if she was one of those people that just flat out was like, it's all about the women, we not giving no men no chance. She gave niggas a chance to come on the show and speak and say what they need to say. It didn't correspond with what was going on, so now they lost that chance. And I can't blame her for that. She gonna run her show how she want to run it. But she did also acknowledge though some of the things that women do out of emotion. So when she talks about black men having to look at black women as a whole, they don't connect the black women in their family with the black women they know like outside of their family. So for example, when you ask a black man about something about black women as a whole, they don't give you examples of their mom or their sister or their cousin who's a female. Black women, on the other hand, when they talk about examples of black men, they bring up their brothers and their dad and their cousins, stuff like that. She said that's just how people are. Now, I don't understand what she meant by that. Maybe you can elaborate on that, because I was just like, I don't understand what the big deal with that is.
She made a good point. Mm-hmm. Her point was before people start trying to use the fact that they don't feel that their dad or their uncle or their grandfather is expendable or their brother is expendable. Yeah. Before you use them as an excuse, she wanted to clarify that we're talking about black men as a whole, meaning a large subset of that society, not necessarily your brother or cousin, because don't mean your brother and cousin is good to his woman.
My bad. Can you hear me? Hold on 1 second. Can you hear me? You good? We good?
Yeah. Did you catch it? Yeah. Did you catch?
No, I caught what you said. My audio just went out, but I caught what you said.
Oh, okay.
I still heard you. I just had to reset this little thing because it was buzzing at first. But yeah, no, I get that point too. You know what I'm saying? It's a solid point.
And it go in reverse. So if we ask women, I mean, if they ask men, what about black women? Mm-hmm. We won't bring up our mothers and how good our mother is, or our auntie, or our grandma. We just gonna shit on the black women we date.
Yeah, okay.
So, because that was her point. She's talking about the dating pool. She's talking about the men there are out there to start families with and be with. She's saying that these men are dispendable. They're useless in a family and they're useless in society. They don't have enough power or wealth to do anything, according to her.
Well, she also had, and I want to speak on this as well. She was speaking about certain things that black men do to show that they don't really support black women. Now, what a caller called in and said was that she has a boss, a black boss, who chose to promote other races of women in the office instead of black women because he didn't want to look like he was going a part of a code. And I myself was like, that's part, and I've talked about this before, the whole conditioning part of it all. That's part of somebody who has been conditioned to feel like he needs to make white people feel comfortable. When in reality, white people have never tried to make us feel comfortable in this country at all. But it's been a condition for them to do that. And it's fucked up because that is, once again, that will bring somebody like her, the caller, to bring that experience because that actually affected her. She could be in a position where she is qualified to be in a position to be promoted by her boss, but because her boss doesn't want to feel like his white counterparts are looking at him like the black guy who's only trying to look out for black people, he doesn't do what's necessary to help elevate that black woman. And that was
At
like
least
one of
she
those
felt
calls that
that way.
Right, exactly. At least she felt that way.
Because she could have been full of shit at the office. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we never know who these people are, too. A lot of people that think they be working hard and going above and beyond really just be the people that think they do the most because they just show up to work. You know what I'm saying?
That's all. Listen, man. I don't make excuses for people. That's why sometimes it sounds like I'm making this. I'm siding with the wrong side, or I'm trying to make light of things. I just want to be fair. And I think really Cynthia G's whole agenda is, I don't think she believes that black men need to be gone. I think she's trying to charge black men to do better. And she's doing it in an extreme way. The same way that, what's your boy? Kevin Samuels charging these women. We don't believe that Kevin Samuels saying forget these women. But he's trying to charge them and antagonize them to do better. She, in reverse, is trying to antagonize black men to compete better with the other cultures.
I was gonna say that too. Do you think this is her way of doing that reverse psychology shit, to where they're trying? This is their way of making a demand because other ways haven't prevailed.
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think she probably does have some frustration with black men. I think she also wants to see black men do better. I think she also is trying to entertain her subscribers. Yeah. It's a whole bunch going in there. Right. But that don't mean she wrong and right about everything. That's why I'm not afraid to admit when she right about something or when she on bullshit. But in my opinion, let's cut all the bullshit out of this conversation. Yeah. Most of us know who we don't want around us. Mm-hmm. What type of person we don't want around our family. Now, that doesn't mean it's a particular culture, but everybody knows the group within their culture that they do not want. Yeah. Now, what women is tending to deal with and what it seems like they dealing with, that either if the man is a hood nigga or a square nigga, they still having problems with family, with building families with these men. So in their mind, all of them ain't shit. The dangerous ones, the square ones, the hardworking ones, the educated ones.
Yeah, in her words, the Pookies and Ray Rays and the educated lames.
And can we listen? I happen to know some educated lames. I happen to be a Pookie and Ray Ray myself. So I get it. I have not been in the best interest of women, even though I can say I have because I've done things for women, and I've, my baby mama's not gonna throw my name in the mud because I'm taking care of my kids. But have I been the best representative of a black man? And if hold on, wait, I'm talking like a black. I'm so damn stupid.
Hold on there, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm so damn stupid. But my point is, we all know that there's other cultures that, regardless of their infidelity, regardless of their bullshit, they'll kill themselves when they can't supply a house or things for their fucking kids. Yeah. So we just go on to the next bitch that's willing to put us on the couch. Well, some of us.
She brought up the point too about the about high valued men and the phrase high value. She doesn't believe that that's a phrase that black men actually believe. She thinks it's more so high earning. She says that black men use the word high value instead of high earning because they are trying to attach something positive to their blackness that's not there. She says value is specific, and when you try to bring up the definition of value, men start to filibuster. What do you think about that, AP?
I agree.
Okay.
But the problem is the men that they put in front of the world are men that only value their whole value typically is their wealth or their fame. And they be some fuck niggas, if you narrow them down to who they are as men. Yeah. That's who's in front of us all. Yeah. So if that's what they're gauging their opinion on, the men that they put in front of them, you know, the athletes, the rappers, and, you know, other people who typically ain't, you know, the old school version of man,
Yeah.
they got a point. When they look at their fathers, and we all know what happened to the community. See, the problem with this whole conversation is us black men can try to make excuses for why black men have failed women. Mm-hmm. And there are valid excuses. There's valid reasons because of the attacks on black men. But her question ain't about why. Her question is at this state in 2021, is the black man expendable? That's why she fucking everybody up with this debate or conversation.
Yeah, because nobody can see the value of, or nobody can see the purpose of, I guess, a black man in 2021 without them. Because her thing is, for instance, one of the guys that called in, whenever she asked, what is the purpose or when have black men ever defended or come to the aid of black women in today's generation in 2021, you know, most of them will go back to some shit that happened back in the day, further proving her point that there's nothing happening today worth mentioning, you know what I'm saying, that black men are doing for black women, which makes them expendable.
Which is wrong, but because the people that's calling her don't got the fucking answers to debate this woman. Of course, there's many, many men who are actively not only taking care of their homes, but actually going outside of their homes to try to defend and take up for black women. Mm-hmm. Look at the black women or black young girl shot by the police officer. You trying to tell me only women was out there at you know, to raise hell over this woman?
Yeah.
All my black friends take care of their kids. All of them. So again, but then we also know there is a large population of single people.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about both sides. Single men that hate women because they're having trouble.
Yeah.
And there's a large population of single women that have an issue with men because they're having trouble. All of us in relationships ain't fucking tripping. All of y'all in relationships.
So, and I think that's what got one of the callers kind of irritated. It was a Caribbean motherfucker that came on there and was asking her the all question. You know, like, are you talking about all men, or what are you trying to say?
Hey, hold on. She said it before she even went in onto the video. She did make it clear that I am not talking about all. So she didn't want to hear that argument either. It was very clear. Right. We know we generalizing. Mm-hmm. But can I jump on her bandwagon real quick?
Go
ahead. And this is a personal thing that I've been thinking that I'm scared to say, you know, with my, you know what I'm saying, with my pedigree.
Right.
But I believe that one of the biggest reasons why there isn't a big change is because even black people know that there is an element within the black society that is such a hindrance on the growth of everybody else. So when things happen and shit go down, a lot of it's right away you think like, I don't know what this nigga was on. Right. Like, I want to defend him.
Right.
But I know niggas, you know what I'm saying? I know certain black men. So I feel like we are our own problem because our morals and our integrity with each other is not being displayed in a way where people can just automatically go to bat for you.
And do you think our ego gets in the way of us actually trying to listen to a black woman without feeling like she's being bitter?
Of course, because she didn't hurt my feelings. This whole video is as harsh as that conversation sounded. Mm-hmm. It didn't bother me one bit. Maybe because I ain't black. But it didn't bother me.
He's Chad now. It's not AP. It's Anderson Peterson.
Thank you. Thank you. So, but my point of that is, a man who is very active in his kids' life, all of my kids' mothers would not have an issue with saying that I don't have the problems that these women is talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though he ain't with me, this nigga made sure me and my kids are straight. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of men like that though.
Yeah.
I know men that are like that though. But I also know a whole bunch of niggas.
Right.
A whole bunch of men who are not doing what I would even like to see men do. So how can I yell at a woman or defend these men when even myself would like to see certain men do better?
So that's a good. I see a good question came up. My man Bad Seed ENT, what's going on, bro? He said, "Are you saying black men don't hold each other accountable?" I don't think we do. For the most part, we can talk about the shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think we have anything where we actually like sit around each other and hold each other accountable. For the most part, niggas just kind of, you know, be niggas.
You know, you know what I think? That arrogance and that ego you talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of black men hold other black men accountable. What it is we have been taught to say, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah.
I ain't on that bullshit.
Right.
Like they used to, like when men used to talk that black power shit, that's what it was to the other section of society. Man, get that black power shit out my face. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's always been a division in groups within black culture.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with the other culture, or I mean, the thing that's helping the other cultures thrive is even the hillbillies would link up with the Chads just to get an agenda pushed.
Yep.
But when it comes to the black society, we stay in these smaller groups and will not work together for greater goals. Because if the Moors arguing with the Hebrews and the Hebrews arguing with the black power niggas and they arguing with the hood niggas and the hood niggas arguing with the intellectuals and the college graduates, you know, like there is no consensus on staying on code when it comes to black men.
So
we abandon each other too quick.
So bringing with that point now, bringing it into
even
how
mixed.
She believes. Yeah,
throw
true.
that shit in there.
That's true. Even with that, bringing that into the situation, she believes that the way that men act, even because if men don't sit up there and cry and throw tantrums, even the whole ego part about it or deflecting or in her words filibustering, she feels like men are more emotional than women when it comes to this subject. So like for instance, when homie called in and was trying to have the conversation, at some point both of them were talking over each other. He wasn't saying, or he wasn't bringing up a good point or not answering her question the right way because he was too focused on her feeling like all men were that, instead of trying to actually pay attention to what she meant when she was talking about generalizing. You know what I'm saying? Like there was something about it that seemed more emotional in that moment, only with this subject. Because I think when men get when they feel attacked, I don't think she was attacking men. When they feel attacked because of the certain ways that shit was put, they'll start acting a certain way.
It is emotion because it's like when you're talking to your woman and she heard it the way she wanted to hear it. Mm-hmm. But if you break down the words, that's why her question is not offensive. Her question, now if, again, I brought up Claude Anderson because he said the same shit. He said black men own less than 1% of the world's wealth. Yeah. That you are basically, it's over, motherfucker. If you read Powernomics, this black man was saying the same shit. Yeah. But then when we hear her say it, it sounded like a bitter black woman mad at men. But if you take the emotion out of it and we can have a real conversation, why is she saying this? So my question really is, why do women feel like black men at this point are expendable? Why do they not care that we in the house? Why do they think they can raise the kids on their own? Why would they rather be single than be with a good man that go to work and go to church because he's not attractive? They really don't need niggas no more.
And I think they've come to the realization the power of the vagina. Honestly, when you really put it down to it, it's the
Hey,
what you think?
Hey, let me tell you, right? I had this conversation at the barbershop today, right? And I was telling them about the whole little video and shit. My brother, like in 2 minutes, he said what my conclusion is ultimately is. But he was like, man, look, at the end of the day, dog, all they really truly need from black men is dick. Because they literally have every other thing sold up or able to achieve without the aid and assistance of black men. The only reason they're continuously or willing to fuck with black men is for the fact that they're naturally attracted to them and for sex. That really is it. Because, and the reason why I say that, and even my brother agreed, and the barbershop agreed, is because even if men are wealthy, black men are wealthy. She brought up a dude that she interviewed who was a cornball who kept saying he was a high value man.
Yeah.
But she didn't give a fuck because you a high value lame. So regardless of your money, if your dick trash or you have no swag whatsoever, you are useless to her. She like, I don't give a fuck about your money. You a lame. So that lets me know that women ultimate value, or what they're looking for, or what they value in men, I should say, is their ability to please them physically, or you know, how they look. Because what else do they have to get from you? Now, other men will say, I do this for women, and I buy this and I buy this. You a trick to her. She don't respect you.
Somebody said that, man. I just watched something earlier. Somebody was explaining something, because there was this video that this dude went viral for on TikTok, where he was talking about being a dominant man and being the man that did this and being a provider and all this other shit. And the girl said, let me put you on game. When the first thing you say is that you're a provider, that's the first thing somebody's going to look at, is what you can do for them. You're not always going to attract a submissive woman or somebody who's going to be there for you. Because when you talk about what you can do for somebody, that's all they're going to look for, is what you can do for them. You know what I'm saying? So
women, my fault, go ahead.
No, that was it. Go ahead.
I was going to say that women really, and women in the chat, tell me if I'm lying. Women really choose on a nigga before she know anything about him. Before she know if he got money, before she know if he married, before she know anything about this nigga, they already chose. Now at that point, you can fuck it up, but they already chose. So they didn't care if you had money. They didn't care if you was married. They didn't care if you would be a good father, if you would be a good this or a protector. They don't give a fuck. They chose you based off of how they felt when they saw you.
Yeah.
Or how they felt when they watched you talk and move. They don't give a fuck. So that, again, that goes back to what they really hold dear and what they really value. They don't value black men for any other reason other than what they can physically do for them.
Well, let me bring it
Is
here.
it my fault?
No, wait, ask that question, because I want to bring it to a different subject. So ask that question first.
I was going to say, is it black men's fault for only providing physical pleasure for so long that's all that they expect? And you know, is it black men that created this monster? I'm trying to say.
Well, so I think that goes with the separation of like what they both look for. So like at this point, you know, there's been a separation, or like a divide between what people look for. So like, say a woman's looking for a man who's not just a provider, but somebody who can level with her emotionally and be somebody who can really kind of connect on a deeper level. Some guys don't understand that. And they think that all they need to do is a few things that are, you know, so-called important, that they said is important, you know, through lifetime and through what's been, I guess, normalized or whatever. But a lot of guys be thinking that being emotional or connecting with your girl emotionally is some soft shit, when really a lot of guys that talk about they need a ride or die, that's usually what plays into that part. Ain't nobody gonna ride for you or die for you if they're not connected to you emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Sex is one thing, but if if y'all don't have that connection, the motherfucker really not. You'll see when shit goes down, when y'all get into a situation where shit hits the fan, you're gonna see who really, really gives a fuck about you. And I think that's been something that has separated, because a lot of dudes lead with ego and they lead with certain things that they feel like they need to do instead of actually listening to what it is that women, well, black women specifically, are saying. Because they're voicing their problems. They're voicing, and they have grievances. These are called grievances. They have grievances. This is the shit that they're going through. They need to feel wanted and feel like there is some type of connection between black women and men. But they don't feel that. To the point where now they feel we are expendable. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody at the barbershop made a point, and he said the only reason these other cultures support they women a little better than black men is because they simps.
Yeah. And
I said, yeah, you right. But that proves Cynthia G point.
Yeah.
That these other cultures are willing to provide even for women that don't deserve it, because their legacy is more important than whether or not this bitch deserve it.
Yeah.
But with black men, they like, fuck you and the baby. And that be your baby.
Right, exactly.
Because you don't deserve it, bitch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and not all, again, like she had to say, we not talking about all. But if we trying to act stupid, because guess what? I know a bunch of good, hold on, let me change that. I know a bunch of men that are in their kids' life. Black men that are in their kids' life. But I know a group of those black men that are not teaching their kids right.
Yeah.
You there. But at the fucking baby shower, you got your stick in your motherfucking hip. You know what I'm saying? And you doing all of the same bullshit. You got your little baby holding up the hundreds. You know what I'm saying? And fanning the motherfucking hundreds.
Yeah.
That ain't showing them little league, you know, AAU basketball. Like, you got your good fathers that do these things.
Right.
But I'm just saying, there is a large group of men who think that just being around.
Yeah.
And, you know, shout out to my sister, man. I love her to death. She lost 3 black men to death.
Damn.
2 to jail, 3 to death. And she is one of these black women who love black men, who are very loyal when she's in relationships.
Yeah.
Who goes through the bullshit with them. They die from their lifestyle, or they go to jail for their lifestyle. And you would say, well, why you picking men like that? Well, she picked a couple squares too. And they didn't do shit but cheat and lie too.
Yeah.
So, again, I said, is it men's fault? Let's put ourselves in these women's shoes for 2 seconds and ask, why do these women feel like they cannot count on men? Why?
The times and the expectations. I feel like everybody, their expectations are way off for people. I feel like a lot of people expect certain things from people that they don't really try to get to know first. Their preconceived notions of what a relationship should be like have come from things that they were taught in the past, and not really kind of how they feel, so to speak. So, like, for instance, if there was a woman who grew up seeing the way that her dad treated her mom, and the dad was good to her mom, always doing all this extra shit, just being the best partner he could be, right? She's going to look at that, and that's going to be her idea of what a man should be. Now, not that anybody disagrees with that, because you're always supposed to treat the woman that you're with, the woman you're married to, like a queen. It's just that some guys can hold those same attributes, but because the 1 or 2 things that are off are not the same as what she saw when back in that day, she's gonna automatically feel like that dude isn't for her, that she needs to go find something else or whatever the case may be. It'd be like little shit. It's usually tedious shit that gets people annoyed and kind of bring them away from people. And then it kind of turns into some big shit later on when you sit there and let the shit fester and let the shit hold the shit in. Because when you realize how shit usually turns out for people and how people get into fights, they hold in a bunch of little shit. You know what I'm saying? And then once the big shit happens, then all that shit gets thrown into it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lack of communication. There's a lack of understanding. And people be scared to hurt people's feelings that they with. Knowing damn well they need to be truthful about the shit that's going on. There's nothing more better than being truthful in a relationship with the person you with than sitting around letting shit and holding shit in. Holding that and letting it fuck with you.
She made a statement about she asked a question. I don't know if this is in your notes, but I think the question was along the lines of what have black men done to show that they are in support of the black woman or the black community? I forgot how she phrased it.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I do.
She said what are black men doing? She asked the caller that. What are black men doing that shows that they care about black people? What are they doing? Now, my answer to her would have been a lot of black men are actively trying to make sure that their next generation doesn't fall in the same traps as they did.
Yeah.
Men and women. There's a bunch of black men and women who are trying to raise their children better than they were raised. So that's what they done to show that they love black men and women. The man's answer didn't hit nothing. You know what I'm saying? It didn't hit nothing.
He kept trying he kept trying to explain shit in different ways when it was really like just give an example. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there thinking of examples myself. You know what I'm saying? Like she's thinking about the examples. I want to know what the examples are.
Look, man. In your notes, did you break down any of the questions that she was asking men? This
right here. All right. The question, one of the questions that I heard, I don't know if this is really a question, more so as a topic point. I could ask it in a question form though. Do you guys believe that black men don't value their blackness or have pride in being black the way black women do? Saying that black men started changing into women because of the fact that they see more value in black women than black men.
Saying that
saying that black men, basically she's saying that black men who decide to be transgender do that because they see more value in black women than they do in black men.
Man, hell no. They do that shit because they was gay.
That's exactly
bro.
What I was like,
first of all, I think let's spend 2 seconds on this gay agenda or gay, because I heard you talk about this on the show a couple days ago. Yeah, I think there's an agenda, but the agenda is bigger than homosexuality. The agenda is about population control. So it's way bigger than homosexuality. That's just one facet of trying to keep the population under control. Now, that's just a quick piece on that. But men are not trying to be women, but it seems like there's a lot more gay men in the world. What it is there's a lot more acceptance of people being who they were. There been gay motherfuckers in the world. There been a lot of gay motherfuckers in the world, but they were not free to talk about it or live their lifestyle until it became socially acceptable.
Right.
Women, if you notice, when it became socially acceptable for women to be hoes, they ran to it, right? But guess what? They already was hoes. They was hoes when they was in the church. They was hoes when they was wearing all their shit covered up.
Yep.
So all that happened was society made it more acceptable for people to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's where you seeing this influx of gays, influx of promiscuous women, influx of whatever you seeing. It's only because society has gotten to the point where it's do you.
Right.
But I don't think nobody it ain't nothing in the water making motherfuckers gay.
Yeah.
Shit on TV. I have not seen a gay thing on TV that made me question whether or not I want to fuck with a dude.
That was my whole point when people were telling me about, like, we know agendas exist. Agendas are real. There's all types of agendas. There's a black agenda. That gets pushed to the back burner all the fucking time. But there's a black agenda. There's an agenda for everything. But when it comes to something that you don't correspond with or that you don't subscribe to, if you are not the type of person to get easily influenced or have yourself turn into something that you're not, You don't have to worry about that.
Not only that, let's just say that somebody watched enough gay cartoons to want to try dick. If he don't like dick, he not gonna do it again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's some women. It's some women that try to let a man go into the back door and they quit. That was their first and last day. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's funny.
So I'm just saying, dog, it's not. Again, I'm not taking away from the fact that these agendas aren't real, but I said the agenda is bigger than one thing.
Right.
The whole agenda is to control the population, not just in numbers, but control them from uprising, control them from chaos or anarchy. If me and you started a community right now and it starts growing, me and you would have to manipulate these people to keep them at each other's fucking head. We would have to figure out ways and devise a religion and other things to keep them off each other's neck and off our neck. That's how societies are ran. It's social engineering. To put a society, the same way with the roads and how they build communities, they do it within mind. How would these people in this type of environment live? How would people in projects live? How would people on this side of the fucking tracks or highway? How can we make the highway and make big tall walls on the highway? If we ever need to shut off the city, we can shut off the city. They'll be stuck. All these things were planned.
I got another question for you. For you.
I'll be going all the way off. Go ahead.
Trust me. This is gonna fall in line. This is a question for you and the chat. She asked, or let me ask y'all: do y'all believe that black men in general? This is what she's saying. Black men in general worship the white man, celebrate biracial children, and bleaching their skin.
Now I don't know about that. I mean, she probably talking about.
Trust me, I wrote a lot of notes.
Rappers.
I wrote a lot of notes, man.
But first of all, we seen Sammy Sosa do it, so we know in the Black Latino community they shun darker skinned Latinos.
Women do it as well.
We know that they do it. The Caribbean people are typically similar to Latins any fucking way. They're a Caribbean culture of people.
Right.
So it's so heavy in them that they may bleach their skin. I don't think African men, I know African women are, but I don't think African men are doing that shit.
He said, JJC, these are loaded questions. Yo, these are the type of shit she was saying. Why you
Yeah,
think I'm
I mean,
asking?
bro,
Like,
y'all gotta go watch.
Y'all
have to go and watch her fucking video. We trying our best to just get through this shit and not sound crazy, not try to attack her.
Right.
Because attacking her gonna make us just as whack as the niggas that was trying to argue with her on the phone.
Exactly.
We want to actually have a real conversation
and
about
I
this
definitely have a level of respect for her because of the simple fact that she isn't sitting back here tucking her tail for anybody else. She has a feeling. This is how she feels. And she's not holding back from talking about it. She has her own experiences that she went through as to why she feels this way. And also not just her experiences, but a lot of other women. She has a following. And a lot of women in her comments feel the same exact way that she does.
She started that show off with a clip from the 70s. A 50-something-year-old clip where a black man and woman was arguing about the exact same shit.
Yeah.
So 50 years ago, they was already talking about this same shit. How the black men wanted respect from their woman, and the woman wanted black men to take the household, the role of father or husband more serious, so they could be a family. And the women were saying then, and I believe they're saying it now, we want that. We want you niggas. Yeah. We can't keep y'all in the house. We can't keep y'all from, putting our health at risk because y'all don't like rubbers. We can't keep y'all from bringing extra babies into the house. We can't keep y'all from wanting to whoop our ass because we asked you a question. We can't keep y'all from all of the things that if black men love black people, Why don't you love the woman that is gonna produce your babies? Now we can say these women be on bullshit. These women be tripping. I always, and I tell my wife this all the time. I say, look, every problem that we have or anybody has is in you. So if you act in a way, it's probably in me why you acting that way. Or if I'm acting a way, it's something in you causing me to act this way. We don't get the truth is, every action has a reaction. So everything that happens to me is something I did. It's something I'm doing that's putting me in this environment or putting me in this situation.
Well, she asked the question, what are black men doing to defend black men as a collective? What are we as black men as a collective doing to defend black women as a collective? And the guy that was on the phone with her when she asked that question tried to explain it. First of all, he tried to go to the civil rights movement. And what she said was that she believes the civil rights movement was to get the acceptance of white people and integrate black and whites, but not to actually show an example of authentic black love, which means to some extent she wishes that didn't happen. And there's a lot of people who do feel like segregation was a good thing, and then having to make segregation illegal was another power play by the powers that be, knowing damn well it will be better in the long run to have this integrated system than to have black people stick with black people, because clearly the power that we uphold as a people and the influence that we do have is very, very, very strong. And if we integrate the two, they can be able to, I guess, adapt to the same things that we do. What do you think?
You talking my shit right now, man. I like history, all right?
Yeah.
My auntie, God bless her soul, man. She was born in Arkansas in the 40s. But she ain't like white people, my nigga. Yeah. She tolerated my mama, but she don't like white people. You feel me? Yeah. And she would tell me, and she would say how pissed off a large percentage of the black community was with Martin Luther King and segregation. If you remember, we had a caller on 3Gs last week who said he wasn't feeling what Martin Luther King was on. At the time, integration was highly a lot of the regular population was against it. But back then they had the media. So the smaller group got to look like the larger majority of black people speaking on integration. But the mass majority did not want integration. Mm-hmm. So now let's go back into women's shoes for a second.
Yeah.
Let's say you a black woman in the 50s or 60s, and your great-grandfather was lynched. A couple of your uncles was disrespected or lynched, or just discriminated against highly. You have black children that you are in fear of, that some white dude spit in his face because he was walking on the street or walking on the sidewalk and not the street. Shit like this. Now you a black woman in 1960. And instead of your men seeking retribution for all of the shit that's been going on for God knows how long, y'all want to be down with these niggas? And y'all want to fuck white bitches?
Yep.
Because that's the truth. Mm-hmm. Niggas couldn't wait to fuck white bitches. Shout out to Bill Cosby. Shout out to Martin Luther King. Shout out to
every nigga that I've ever known about.
Muhammad Ali. Shout out to Muhammad Ali. Shout out to what's the nigga Jack Johnson. Yeah. Nigga, the list is fucking endless.
Yep. So
now put yourself in a black woman's shoes. Now that's the first thing they saw. Like, nigga, you saying we sold you out. Nigga, I hate white people because my son was murdered.
Yeah.
But you want us to be down with these motherfuckers.
But see, then I know it was led. I know it was led by men in the
it was paid for by white people. It was paid for by white Jewish men.
And first of all, and then on top of that, to the point where, like you said, they had to see that and form they were starting to form their opinions on black men back in the day. They already knew what it was going to get down to. That's why they're asking the question or presenting.
Oh yeah, shout out to my pops. Black men, you a fool. Shout out to Pops. Hey, in my Pops' defense, black women wasn't checking for dark skinned men. Hey, that's another problem we need to deal with, ladies.
Yeah,
y'all like y'all niggas a little lightly toasted now, but so dig this shit though. Cause that was the first look that they saw at black men. Where now I'm in black women's shoes for a second, because that's the only way to try to see what they was talking about. The first thing they saw was black men willing to integrate. That's why Cynthia G made that point.
Yeah.
The next thing they saw is y'all didn't want to work, or y'all claim, because she said this too, that black men or a caller might have said it, that black men wanted to go to the streets to get money. Now, mind you, the heroin and all that shit did hit the neighborhoods. It did become a thing, pimping and things like that at that time. Men wanted to hit the streets because they felt like, I'm not finna bring this little chump change home. Now, men would agree like, man, yeah, you right. Fuck that chump change. Women looked at it like, why ain't you out there building some industry and fuck these white boys? But black men didn't want to be in the house. Then they gave them government assistance. Now, now that's the first thing that black men go to say where they lost their women. Yeah. Now, the women looked at it like, nigga, we was still taking care of you with the government assistance. Yeah. We didn't abandon you. We was getting the money, hiding your boots. You still got to come fuck. You still got to come impregnate me. You still got to see
hiding
me.
Your boots.
For real, you got the money. You still was getting high off my money. Off the government money. Yep. So we didn't abandon you. You abandoned us. This is what women are saying. Yeah. So then you move to the 70s and 80s. Now you got cocaine. You got partying. You got disco. You got, niggas getting street money. So again, did black women leave black men, or did black men leave black women?
Man, that's a subjective question, and I understand, and I do understand what led to it, and what they see opposed to what we see. I just feel like it's gonna continue to not be a common ground between black men and women as long as there is the divide. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we are continue to be viewed as expendable, we could never be taken seriously to ever be in a place to actually be who black women want us to be. It's always going to be a defense mechanism with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think at this point, someone like Cynthia G or anybody who believes what she believes has any faith in black men being who they want them to be.
Do black men have faith in other black men? Let me shout out to Zen, Black Light Zen, because he said black men had a war on us. Facts. That's an absolute truth. But women's point of view said, yeah, nigga, we heard you say that 1,000 times. But while you was under attack, we were there for you. While you're still under attack, we're still there for you. We're the one at the fucking funeral home. We're the one at the motherfucking schoolhouse. We're the one in the house. So you can keep saying what's the dominant society, which is furthermore proving her point that black men are are submissive to the dominant society. She's saying that we was still holding you down. Okay, y'all said fuck us. Go ahead.
So we'll say that. Let me bring this up because I have something good to say here. She brought up the point of the Pookies and the Ray Rays, and then the educated lames. So the person that called in to her, and her definition was the educated lame. So when he's talking about what needs to be done, and you know, basically talking about how he's not one of the men that she's talking about. She brought it to his attention. Okay, well, since you know that these people exist, why haven't you tried as the good black man to get the Pookies and the Ray Rays out of the hood? And then chopped it down to the fact that motherfuckers is scared of the Pookies and the Ray Rays and shit, and that these same motherfuckers who are the good guys, the educated lames apparently, leave the hood and go spend money in white areas. She also asked him an example of a good area that is a black neighborhood. And when he gave that example, she cut him off real quick because it didn't correspond with, because she wasn't expecting the answer back. Let's just keep it real. She was not expecting the answer back.
She flipped that on him by saying, so your whole tactic to fix Pookie and Ray Ray is to move away from them instead of fix them.
Right.
That was her rebuttal.
So
did you want to ask something?
But I do want to ask something. So here's the question that I asked Cynthia G, out of respect. If you know that the Pookies and Ray Rays exist and that you feel that it is our responsibility as black men, the non-Pookie and Ray Rays, to deal with the Pookie and Ray Rays, then I feel that it's up to you, black women, to deal with the LaQuishas and the Bonqueefs of the hood. Because
Stole
not
the fucking words
all
out my
black
mouth.
women are out here giving good examples of black women, and that they're not out here being the examples of women that black men need. So if it's up to us, which I don't doubt that it's up to us, I feel like we should be the ones, because when the people that look like us talk to, we say that all the time. When, just like we need people that look like us in the boardrooms to make these commercials and these movies and these TV shows so they can actually get the realistic version of us, we should be, as black men, responsible to talk to other black men and let them know what we should be doing to make black women feel more comfortable and to feel like we defend them and care and love them, right? Black women should do the same thing with the other black women that they feel aren't doing the same shit. That's all I'm saying. And if they don't feel like if they don't feel like they exist or feel like they need to, then you can't be telling men that it's up to them and that they're responsible for other black men if you don't feel responsible for other black women.
Okay. And my issue with, or what I would like to say to black women, is your choice of who you have your kids with and your parenting styles ain't working, bitch. I mean, excuse me, black queen. That shit ain't working. So either you limit your womb to one fucking child, especially if you're not married, or you do a hell of a better job at picking your fucking baby daddy.
Yeah.
Because you complaining about black men, and I could go back to my history lesson where y'all been producing ain't shit niggas for 50 years. So if the man was gone, why have y'all not figured out that maybe I shouldn't have 4 baby daddies or 2 baby daddies or 3 or 5 kids? Maybe I should take care of this one. Since I got to do it alone off government assistance without the help of black men because they expendable. How about I be a wise black woman and stop over, filling my life up with responsibilities that I cannot handle. So I've been caping for the chicks for a little bit just to try to have a fair conversation. But at this moment, I'm drunk now, so listen here, bitch. No.
Hey, shout out to Andrew Wilkins for the 5. He said black men built Harlem, and Harlem was known as the most classiest fly place in America for a while.
Why is it gone? Why is it not in black hands anymore? I would ask him. And Cynthia G is smart enough to ask him that same question.
Right.
So
that's
again,
facts. That's facts.
And she even said it all throughout her live. I don't want to hear no history lesson. She want to know about 2021, are black men expendable? And shout out to him, though. I understand. Black men have done amazing things throughout history, but at 2021, are black men expendable? That was her question.
Right.
So again, but I would like to tell her, ma'am, the fucking answer is in your pussy. Stop fucking whoever you want to fuck and having a child with whoever you want to have a child with, if you are not going to be a better mother, or if he is not going to be properly vetted for a real relationship. Now, let me say this about how women will want to say, well, y'all ain't there. Y'all ain't in the house. Y'all. That's horseshit. And let me give you all another history fucking lesson. The oldest known tribe in the world are the Twa people, the pygmies. Mm-hmm. They are still living almost as if they were thousands of years ago. They haven't changed their culture. They starting to run them out of the Congo now, but these motherfuckers were still doing what they was doing thousands of years ago. Do you know how they was living, GMS? Well, let me tell you, my nigga. The black man was going off into the motherfucking woods to hunt. And they'll be gone as long as they want to be gone.
Yeah.
The black women was rearing the kids alone without the men there.
Yeah.
And they were building the huts and houses and collecting berries and other vegetables and things like that to prepare things for when men came back. All throughout history, men had to go to war. Men had to go travel. It wasn't no fucking airplanes and buses. Motherfuckers was gone for months and years.
Right.
And came home to well-mannered kids. So at some point, women forgot how to take care of fucking children.
Yeah.
It was never a man's responsibility to take care of children.
I'll ask you like this. How many people out there know of a woman who pays way more attention to the shit that's happening between her and her baby dad than actually paying attention to the child?
Nigga, I know women that talk to their kids through the bedroom door. that they kids probably think they mama is the bedroom door.
Yeah.
So with a nigga in there who ain't the daddy can't come through because he got a new girlfriend that ain't black.
Right.
But you in there with a nigga and your kid talking to you through the door.
I'll put it to you like this. Not to put my guy's business out there. One of my homeboys, man. Matter of fact, he'd be glad that I brought this up. He's going through a situation right now where he has a baby mom. He has 2 kids with her, but they had a very, 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 very toxic relationship. I'm talking about she was the type to just bring a problem up at any point just to, make some shit a problem because of the fact that they weren't together. There's definitely women like that who, if you ain't gonna be with me, I'm gonna make your motherfucking life miserable, right? That's what he's going through. So at the point of already trying to bring him through the ringer, always causing all these problems, he went, had another relationship, just had another baby with somebody else. With that, not giving a fuck about how the kids feel, because he had another baby, he can't see his 2 kids now. That's the type of shit that draws the barriers between good fathers being there in their kids' lives, and then people wondering, and then on the same hand try to talk about how motherfuckers don't do shit. Well, you're not letting motherfuckers do shit. So why the fuck do you think niggas not doing shit? At a certain point, you make it so hard for a motherfucker, he don't give a shit no more. Yeah, he love his kids, but he's not finna deal with the motherfucking mental whatever the fuck and deal with all the problems just so you can sit up there and be a nuisance to him when all he trying to do is be there for his kids.
Let me say this to people because, I'm a solution nigga. I ain't finna just run my mouth.
Yeah.
If you love your kids and you got a raggedy baby mama, go to fucking court, my nigga.
Yep.
Go make sure you have a consistent place to live. Make sure you have gainful employment. Get you a family lawyer. Love your kids enough to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 where you can get your baby mama's opinion out your fucking way. Mm-hmm. That way she has to abide by court set rules because you got the same leverage too if you're willing to go through that little extra mile. But once you go through it, then you can father your children without the interference of a woman that's bitter.
Yeah.
So I think that again, I don't make excuses.
Right.
Everybody talking this man shit, but if you got a lot of excuses, then you ain't no fucking man in my opinion.
Yep.
You have to figure it out. That's what these women are telling you. They don't respect niggas with fucking excuses.
Right.
You can't say the white man did this to me. If you a black man that said the white man did this to me, and everybody else is looking at you, what you gonna do, nigga?
Mm-hmm.
He did what? He slapped the shit out of you. So what you gonna do? He fucked your bitch. He raped and fucked your bitch. What you gonna do?
Yeah, you better go do something about that, nigga.
So how out of order is women for looking at their counterpart like, you useless. You been letting this nigga piss on you. And every time I'm wild, because a black mama going out to fight, nigga, if somebody about her motherfucking baby. You know what I'm saying?
See,
so is she looking at her nigga like, oh, you don't even care, nigga?
Speaking of that, it brings back to another point that she made when she was talking about, motherfuckers blaming the white man this, white man that, right? One of the callers that called in was trying to explain to her that white people were scared of black men and that they were warriors. She asked him a very simple question of, when have white people said they were scared of you, and when have they called you warriors? Because how they've treated you over these years does not reflect on how you think they look at you.
What you got to say about that?
What I have to say about that is, look, man, for one, no, white people aren't scared of us. They pretend to be scared of us, but it's only an excuse so that they can use the resources they have to continue to make our lives a living hell if they wanted to. So when you see a woman in fucking Central Park walking her dog and the motherfucker told her to pick up her dog shit and she called the police and said, this black man is threatening me, she wasn't scared. Not at the slightest. She knew exactly what she was doing. All these other Karens out here who be doing shit and be like, y'all, they scared. No, they are using what it is that they have been taught their whole life to do to you when they see you and interact with you. They're not scared. If they were scared, they would not bother.
Do you know the alleged story of Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I do know the alleged story. Elaborate.
How it started was there was a black young elevator attendant who was working at a hotel or building, and a young white girl said that he tried to sexually harass her or assault her or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
The law came to pick up that black boy.
Yeah.
The black men of Tulsa, Oklahoma wasn't going for that shit. So they armed themselves to go protect the young black boy.
Yep.
And then the white larger population of that town swarmed in on that black community and all hell broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
So every historical event that we can name started with a white bitch crying wolf. Not out of fear, but like GMS said, that's no different than going to get the strap.
Right.
When a white bitch start crying, that's her saying, get the strap.
You better be scared. You better be scared for your motherfucking life. If you ever in a situation where a white girl starts crying over something that happened that involves you, you better be scared. She's not scared. She knows that she has the solution right there in front of her. The solution is what she looked like. That's all she needs. So in that situation, he kind of set himself up when he said that shit. So I don't blame her how she dealt with that situation. You know what I mean? He set himself up for that. But with that, I do want to ask that question in the chat to the people to see if they can actually answer that for him. Because she said that she agrees with other races of how they view us, because she's had other callers call up, a white dude, Hispanic dude, call up to say that they're not scared of black men and that they, and all types of other shit. And she agreed with that. So what is it that black men, I guess, like, well, I don't even know what her point was behind that. More so, I guess, about what black men can do to prove that they actually hold value to black women. So what is that?
To.
Huh?
Ask that again, because you asked it to the chat.
what do black men have to do to show that they value black women and that they are here for black women, regardless if they want to be in a relationship or not? Because I think at this point, it doesn't necessarily matter as much. I mean, I know for Cynthia, since she's more of a, black man being with a black woman and creating black kids, even if it wasn't for a relationship, what can black men do to continue to actually show their support and that they care for black women? What can we do? And that's for the chat. Because she brought up some good points. I also want to say what I think about her, but I don't think I want to get that deep.
Not yet. I'm gonna be talking about this for 3 days, bro. I'm talking about this shit on 3Gs. I'm talking about this shit on fucking Player for Life.
All right, Lacey in the building. What up, I Lacey? He said start marrying your baby mamas.
Fuck that.
Aboriginal said, why do we have to prove that?
Huh?
Aboriginal T said, why do we have to prove that?
Well, if people don't believe you anymore, it's a reason why they don't believe you. If my kids lose faith in me, it's going to take me to regain their trust for them to have faith in me. So if black women have lost faith in you, then it will take some effort to get them to regain it. Now, you might not care, but then don't get mad at a Cynthia G for saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
If you do care, then you got to say, all right, well, look, all right. Finally, these women done got to the point where they eating more pussy than sucking dick these days. So what do we got to do to get them back sucking dick? You start with yourself. You start making sure you're a better dude, and you put more effort and energy into your woman.
I think when dudes,
go ahead.
I think if dudes feel like they're being attacked or something, or they hear some shit that makes them feel like they're on the defense, they ain't gonna be so gung ho to try to change anything. I think that falls in line with the whole the pride of it all and the ego of it all. Because really, if you listening to what she's saying and hear the problems that she has, if you're a black man that love black women and want to see a better bridge gap between black men and black women, then you would listen to what she's saying and try to apply that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people feel attacked.
That go back to what the brother in the chat, DP, just said. He said, why are we entertaining anything Cynthia G has to say? No disrespect, DP, but you sound like the women when they talking about Kevin Samuels. When he make a good point, women start to say, well, why are we listening to him anyway? He gay, or he broke, or he ain't that. Why are we listening to him? How about we open our ears up and find out, like, what are they saying? Why are they saying it? What's true? What's not true? And do we care? Is there some things we want to change? Is there some things we gonna say fuck you on? I submit that men and women need each other. That's first. Yeah. But black men and black women definitely need each other.
Yeah, separate her from the other shit.
From the conversation.
Yeah, separate her from the conversation. I missed the other 5. Hold on. Andrew Wilkins sent the 5. He said, we know Cynthia G used to deal with white trick dudes when she was a model. She only focused on black men now because white guys won't date her seriously. I don't know anything too much about her at all, really, to tell you the truth. So I don't know.
Hold on.
He sent another 5 too. Shout out to him. Keep going.
I know a little bit about pimping. Mm-hmm. I heard through the grapevine. But white men treat hookers better than black men. Yeah. Pimps will not suggest that they bitches waste time with black clientele. Is it that bad where black professional women don't want no black men and black prostitutes don't want no black men? what the fuck is wrong with black men? That all of these fucking women feel like there is nothing to gain but trouble from a black man. Oh, bro, one of the points that one of the callers made, she said that if black men gain, hold on, let me tell her a little quick story. Mm-hmm. She told the story of she's a young woman with no kids.
Yeah.
Her father ended up having a new set of kids later in life with a crackhead.
Okay.
And she didn't want the kids to end up in a system. So now this young girl, about 30 years old with no kids, is now taking care of her 2 little sisters or 3 little sisters that her father made later in life because he made those bad decisions. So she called Cynthia G to talk about that story, talk about how all the men in her life, her parents and the men she dated, wasn't on shit. And then she asked, she made the point that if black men actually did gain power, that she would be in fear on what black men will do with that power.
Yeah. And
there was women that agreed with that. Why are women afraid? And this shows in their actions that they don't want you to have power because they feel like, nigga, if you can try to stand on me while you broke, if you could try to disrespect me and tell me, you know, and treat me like you do while you broke, how the fuck is you gonna act with some money? Or how you gonna act with some power? These women are afraid of your success or afraid of you elevating.
Yeah.
So why though? What the fuck did black men do to black women that got them afraid?
Well,
that's why they helping white society. That's why they helping white supremacy. They're afraid of you being in control.
Let me tell you this. This brings up another point that I want to make. This is why I started to. This is when I started to see through some of the things that she was saying, even though I agreed with a lot of things she said. She brought up slavery, or one of the callers I think brought up slavery, and she expounded on that. And her thing was, when the guy was talking about warriors, she said, warriors don't get enslaved. Weak men get enslaved.
Ooh, hold on. I'm about to bring something up before you finish.
Okay.
What did Kanye mean when he said what he said on TMZ, where slavery is a choice? What did he mean?
What he meant was anybody who would have rather died than to be a slave was more strong-minded, strong-willed than the other black people who just accepted it.
Freedom or death, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I ain't saying that's correct.
Now,
because
let me expound.
Yeah, for real. You want to go ahead?
Because
go ahead.
I feel like to a certain extent, if you were somebody who was enslaved and you fought back, there's absolutely nothing that no black person on this world can do to repay you or to show you enough respect. But what I'm also not gonna do is try to make the people who were enslaved, who didn't fight back, and put them out there as weak. Because at the end of the day, they were still forced to do something.
Not only that, he's not accounting for the fact that they were killing the adults that were fighting back. If they make a child come into the earth, and from the day that child is born, convince them that they're a slave or they're not human, and the rebellious parents were killed, you can't call that slave who knows nothing else weak or whatever. But I'm just, my whole point of bringing that up was, I don't get emotional when I hear wild shit. I be trying to hear what the motherfucker's saying.
Right.
Then if they own bullshit, I'm gonna attack it. If they are trying to make a certain type of point, I'm only gonna deal with that certain type of point. So Cynthia G point about warriors is that A warrior is either going to be dead, he's going to be fighting, or he will have conquered his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So when she hears men, and they said that black men whine a lot. They're whining all the time. I personally don't like hearing niggas use the white excuse.
Yeah.
If y'all look back at some of my conversations on 3Gs, I don't like those excuses because of course there's roadblocks. Of course people are against you. So
Yep.
do your fucking thing, nigga. Knock them out. Knock the shit out the way.
Yeah.
Because that's, in my opinion, the only way to change or the only way to grow is to not complain about the things that aren't fair. If you pull the hamstring right before the race, but it's the Olympic day and this the big race, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Either run like your hamstring ain't pulled, or bow out the motherfucking game. But don't tell me what's wrong with your fucking leg.
I'm gonna say this though. It's facts that I feel, and just by going and watching her chat and the way that they reacted to women calling in and men calling in. Every time they heard a man's voice get on that phone, the chat went immediately to dismissing him. And I think that's her bread and butter when it comes to that type of fan base. I think that a lot of the people that follow her and agree with the things that they're saying are women who have been scorned by black men.
I agree with that. Let me address Black Cherubim real quick, though. He said no other group of women says this. Bro, this is my white side talking. Let me tap into my white side. Listen here, buddy. There's white bitches hate white men. White men hate white bitches, okay? This is not a race thing. The thing is, all we do is focus on our own.
Yeah.
Trust me when I tell you, Asian men can't stand fucking Asian women. Black men can't stand black women. White women, this shit is cross motherfucking cultures. Trust me on that shit. The manosphere is not a black thing. The manosphere is a man thing.
Yeah.
And the women are in their little groups talking the same shit about their group of men. But the problem is we all have to deal with the honest truth that black men are under the rulership of non-black people. No one can argue that or deny that. But your women are telling you, I'm tired of being under these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We ain't strong enough to deal with these motherfuckers. When are y'all gonna deal with these motherfuckers? Now, if we the man, we looking back at the woman and saying, what about y'all though? Why y'all ain't doing shit though? Or is we gonna be like, all right, bitch, I hear you. All right, I got it, bitch. Let me deal with these motherfuckers. I'm just saying, I can't stick up for anybody with an excuse.
Yeah.
You right. Everybody with an excuse, let me say this, you're right. You got all valid reasons why shit is fucked up for you. But now what? You gonna die? You gonna live your whole life and die without doing shit?
Yeah.
Because what happened or why things are? Or is that what you gonna do?
Makes sense.
That's what these bitches are saying. I mean, these women, excuse me.
Man, talk how you
bitches
want,
and women are the same to me. I have trouble trying to figure out the boat.
Talk how you want, man. This is the GMS show, motherfucker. Everybody got to be who they are. I mean, at this point, I feel like this could also be one of those things where, black men can learn from the things that black women are saying, but are they going to look at it from a place of education or look from it as a place of women being bitter? That's what it comes down to, because this is really the ultimate thing that it comes down to when they see some shit like this. They don't know Cynthia G. They don't know anybody in the comments. So if you don't know somebody, you don't build no rapport. There's no connection between y'all. Somebody that's just saying that you're expendable, you're gonna look at that as an attack. There's no way that I don't feel like this is going to be any way to help bring black men to a place of wanting to treat black women better, even though they should. Cynthia G aside, you know what I'm saying? More channels and more people are being built up this way. People like her. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with her. I'm just saying.
I bring Kevin Samuels up every time because there are some women that hear Kevin Samuels and actually get motivated. And then there's a lot of bitches that get mad. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Cynthia G. There's a lot of men that hear what she's saying and say, let me get my shit together so I can argue with this bitch. Like, I can't argue with her if my shit ain't together. Mm-hmm. Or there's men that saying, fuck that bitch. I don't give a fuck what that bitch talking about. But that's what, let me just talk about me. I ain't finna put this on nobody else.
Yeah.
When I was a young man and my shit was rocky and I wasn't established and I didn't know who I was as a man and I didn't know what it was to be a man, women treated me like that. Like, nigga, you think you fly, but you not, nigga. You think you fly, but you not. Mm-hmm. But us as arrogant men, you brought up our ego. Black men have hell of an egos. We think we the shit when we ain't shit. Black women think they the shit when they ain't shit.
Facts.
So that's just a cultural thing. We just cocky like that. So as a young man,
I seen a big girl in a Skittles One Piece the other day. She felt very confident.
And she, nigga, you couldn't tell her that bitch wasn't fine, nigga.
You couldn't tell her that she didn't taste like the rainbow.
Bitch out there. So that's my point. That's my point. So, and when I was a young nigga, because I had a car and a few outfits, you couldn't tell me I wasn't the shit.
Yeah.
But to the eyes of a woman who've met men with means and met other men who handling business, nigga, you a bum. Mm. Yeah, you got a car and some jewelry, nigga, you a bum. You got some money in a shoebox. The nigga I want to fuck got money in the bank. Mm-hmm. You a bum.
And they might use you for a little bit.
Cocky, huh?
I said they might use you for a little bit and then go to exactly what the fuck they want.
Okay, now hear me out. So in my arrogance and my ego, I'm like, bitch, you ain't shit. I'm the shit. Fuck you. Instead of listening. But let me tell you the truth, and this is the facts, nigga. The more I got myself together as a man, the more I was able to provide for myself and my people, the more respect I got from black women and every woman. I got 3 baby mamas. You will not find a bitch to talk dirty about me or talk bad about me. Now, I ain't with them, but that's more reason you would think they would have something bad to say. Dog, they see me holding it down. They respect me. When it's Father's Day, I get texts from I get they making posts on their social media, in praise of they baby daddy.
Yeah.
And my wife making praise of her man on those days. Mm-hmm. That didn't come from me acting like I'm the shit. That didn't come from me telling a woman I'm the shit, or until you holding yourself and your family down, anybody, just any man, until you doing what you're supposed to do, don't expect respect.
Yeah.
Stop expecting respect. Now, the black man as a large, or as the large culture, I was just at the mall today.
Yeah.
I swear to God, this happened, bro. I'm in a store. This store called The Buckle. Now, I don't know if y'all got The Buckle in y'all malls.
You definitely got The Buckle in Minnesota.
Okay, it's not cheap. It's kind of the cheapest pair of jeans is about $150. You know what I'm saying? So so this young dude in there, he cussed the lady out because he didn't feel like he was getting helped a lot. And he started talking about all the money he got and he could have spent just cause I don't dress nice in here, bitch. I could have bought all this shit. He just got really out of pocket because he didn't feel like he was getting the proper help. Yeah. Okay. He was aggressive. He was out of control. This was a young black man. Mm-hmm. Okay. It was, I go down the escalator with my wife. My wife is real curvy. Me and this nigga had to mug each other fucking to death. You can look at my wife. I don't give a fuck. But why are you looking me in my eyes? I'm not gonna lose. If you look at me in my eyes, nigga, I'm not done looking in your eyes until you done looking in my eyes.
Exactly.
But the energy was bad. And I'm thinking like, I'm at the mall. I'm at the fucking mall. Why am I dealing with this level of dumb shit at the mall?
Exactly. A stare off could turn into some fuck shit in a minute.
Bro, no respect for each other as black people. Now, he might looked at me like I wasn't black. I get that a lot too. That's cool. I get it. But you would do it to another brother.
Yeah.
A darker brother. So I don't want to hear that.
Times, bro. I done had that situation happen a lot of times. And me personally, I'll be the type now to where if I realize a nigga mugging me, I'm what's up? What's going on, man? And they be throwing people off. And they don't.
Bro, I just want to know where your head at.
Bruh,
I just want to read what you on.
It's been so many times since I walked past another black man, they stared me down, and I'll be like, what's up? They don't either say nothing or they hit you with the nod and not say nothing, like almost trying to check your temperature. Like, why the fuck? Nigga, we don't know each other. What the fuck type of mentality is that? I have no idea who you are. But for some reason, when niggas walk past each other, it'd be an automatic, like, who nuts bigger than the other one? For some reason.
Let me say this. I was in Macy's and I bought my wife some Chanel perfume and shit. But I was standing by the men cologne, and this black guy, he come over, his wife there, and the lady is talking to us about this new Ralph Lauren shit that's out. And she talked, me and this brother having a great good vibe conversation. His wife come over, this a black woman, they probably in their 50s. Yeah. She colorful, great personality, great, attitude. So I want to be balanced and say, even though I saw the dumb, ignorant shit, there's good black folks. And Cynthia G, there's no way she doesn't know that there's good black folks.
Yeah.
There's no way that she doesn't know that there's good black men. But the problem is the people that are holding back the culture are not getting dealt with.
Yeah.
And we all pointing fingers at each other for who responsible for it.
That's true. And
I don't got no answers either.
Hey, I do think that as well. My nigga said he probably thought you played for a team. He said everybody 6'5" is a potential NBA sighting for me. That's one thing I do keep in mind because I am a big nigga and motherfuckers be staring, like trying to figure out either who I am or just looking at a big nigga because you see a big nigga. But most of the time, I feel that energy. You could tell. You know what I'm saying? When a nigga looking at you a certain way, there's motherfuckers that'll look at you because you big. There's motherfuckers that's directly looking you in your eyes, trying to make sure, like, what the fuck this nigga on, even though y'all don't fucking know each other. It's the weirdest shit in the world to me. And we don't greet each other with positivity enough for us to be in that mind state of when we see another black man, we greet them the right way. Niggas hardly speak.
How about we don't have a proper respect nowadays? And it's the truth.
Yeah.
If you got a nice looking woman, niggas will look your woman up and down in your face.
Yeah. And hope you say something.
It's just not appropriate. It's just not okay if you give a fuck about other men or other people in your culture. So now when Cynthia G asked the question, what are black men doing to show that they are in support of black people? I thought of 1,000 things that black men do to show that they're not in support of black people.
Yeah.
It's a constant, dog. Man, I wish I could show a clip of my whole last 30 something years. I didn't get an opportunity to be around positivity. Yeah. It is very new to me to try to embrace positivity. I didn't even want to hear that shit. I thought a nigga that said that was corny to me. Like, nigga, shut your lame ass up. Right. That's how I was, literally, I was brought up to where I felt like a nigga talking positivity was copping out because he afraid.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know nothing else. All I know is aggression. So I separated myself from people. The reason why I'm not in jail or fucking up is because I separated myself out of fear of what I would do. I'm like, I don't want to be around people because my energy bad. I know my energy was bad. So I don't want to be around people because it's going to make me act away.
Yeah, you kind of almost like confrontation in a way.
Not like it. Don't have no tolerance.
Ah, okay.
I don't have no tolerance. So it's like, no, I'm not going to tolerate. It has a lot to do with me being mixed. Mm-hmm. I know that. It has a lot to do with being assumed to be a pushover.
Yeah.
So that chip on my shoulder been big for a long time.
Right.
Now, mind you, I don't want no problems, but I always felt like you picking your fights. You seeing the dude who you think a playboy who ain't on that. You picking the dude who ain't super tall, average height. You picking the dude, you know. So I would stand on niggas extra hard because I felt like, nigga, you tried me. You tried the wrong one.
Yeah.
But why though? I'm grown as fuck. So it's new to me to finally not give a fuck what other people own and be like, dude, I just want peace. Right. I want to be a nice guy. I want to, and no lie, GMS, I swear to God, brother, I promise you, you are one of the bigger reasons why this new epiphany happened. Mm-hmm. Cause I'm looking at this brother, I'm like, okay, this nigga younger than me. He's a big guy. He from a tough city, but this nigga talking that good shit all day long. I missed out on a lot of good years with this negative energy that I'm like, damn, man, I wasted a lot of my life. So now I want to be positive. That's why even when Cynthia G talking her crazy shit, I'm like, man, let me see what she talking about.
Yeah, so instead of having it, instead of approaching it the wrong way. Yeah, I understand.
Cause I ain't mad.
Yeah,
I'm not mad no more. Like me dealing with the little issue with you know, on 3Gs. I'm like, I'm not mad. Mm-hmm. Why am I getting mad? Why am I mad?
Right.
So now I'm not trying to be mad. I'm not mad at this chick. I'm not mad at no people. But I do know that there's a big need for people to make changes now. Society's so fucked up and it's only getting worse. Yeah. Young women talk like men. Young women talk like men. Mm-hmm. And young men are lost, bro. Lost. The ones that ain't tough are just, you can't even hold a decent conversation.
Right.
With a large group of them.
Now that makes sense, man. And that's how you see it. And that's really kind of facts about the whole situation if you really look at it the way you should. I mean, we approach situations how we've been used to them instead of trying to figure out new ways to approach shit when we know that the way we were doing shit before wasn't working. A lot of people like to stay stagnant. A lot of people like to stay in the same fucked up mindset. And you start realizing how different life will be. And then on top of that, just your overall mood, who you are as a person kind of changes. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, G. My fault, dog. Black Light Zen is a fucking nut, dog. This nigga said, you mad at Kleenex for not making them big enough. Hey, dog. I Lacey been hitting me, dog. Hilarious. Hold on, I need a drink. Let me tell wife to bring me a cup of drink. What else you got, brother? What else you got?
I mean, really, what I had was not a diagnosis. I don't want to sound like fucking Kevin Samuels. I ain't got no diagnosis. I just kind of have an opinion on what I think she's doing. I think that the message behind it and what she's trying to do is in the right way, as far as like if she was trying to get black men's attention to try to help them treat black women differently. But I also see what happens when you build a fan base and when you become popular and when you see who your target audience is, you kind of start to move towards a certain avenue. And I feel like it's more now in a way a form of manipulation on black women who follow her. I feel like there should be more of a message of trying to get black men to a place, even though they've tried and we've tried, whatever the case may be, for however how long, but giving up on black men in a way where even so much so that you feel like the quote unquote good black men need to go to war with the bad black men to get these guys up out of here. It's like it's a lot of shit that kind of that's like not solution worthy. That's not a real solution to it.
But bro, like that's why I go back to like lames or whatever she called them niggas, high value lames,
educated
like
lames.
Ain't no real nigga hearing no woman talk like that and give a fuck. We've been hearing women complaining for years, cause we know something that some niggas don't know. Man, Cynthia G would go for a nigga. Like, bitch, shut up. Like, you talking all that shit, and a fine nigga or a nigga you feeling can have you acting right. Shut the fuck up. But that don't mean the larger conversation ain't valid. That don't mean the fact that women are hurt or fed up or going through shit or having struggles that aren't being addressed ain't real, dog. It is real, dog. There is no, bro, even the men that been in the house wasn't always holding up their end, bro.
Well, see, when you know that there's a percentage of women out there, of black women specifically, who have probably been done wrong by a large percentage of black men, you apply that to the shit that you do so that they can follow along with what it is that you're talking about. Like, I think that's a big demographic. So yeah, it to a certain extent, it is true. There's a large amount of women who feel like they have been done wrong by black men. You know what I mean? So I don't blame her for having that target audience, but that also brings me to the conclusion that she's also one of those women.
But bro, why are we assuming that it's only about the men she dated and not also going back to her parents? I don't even think it's just the men that she dated. I think that she just had a bad experience overall with black men through her lifetime. I don't know nothing about her parents. You know what I'm saying? How many women can relate?
A lot of them. That's what I mean. That's my whole point. When you know that they're,
so are they wrong? Are they lying on niggas?
No, that's not my point. My whole point is that
go ahead.
I know that she is building this platform off of that. And then if you are somebody who wants to see a solution or see black men do better, there aren't, like, I'll put it to you this way. Me and you, we aren't offended by this. But we know that there's a lot of men that are going to be offended by this just because of how a lot of men think. A lot of men are ego driven. They know that. But you're not going to help bridge the gap with making men feel attacked, even if they are ego driven. If you know that's how they are and approaching it that way, you're not making a solution. You're just going to continue to build that divide between black men and black women.
Hey,
I also haven't watched it enough to form an opinion about what her solution or what her end goal is when it comes to black men and women. So
I just found her 2 days ago. The day before, yesterday. I just found her yesterday. Now, mind you, her name sounded familiar because I think on my Player for Life channel, I think women have asked me, do I know who she is? Mm-hmm. So I feel like I've been asked about her before. I never looked her up.
Yeah.
So all I know is 2 videos. I know the one we talking about, and I know one that Sinful to P did a little breakdown on, where she interviewed a dude who they had this conversation about. She brought up expendable black men, and she also brought up high value black men. That is bullshit, basically.
Yeah, right.
or that what they're calling value is not really value. Mm-hmm. And she made a good point, actually, in that other video. She made a very good point. Because this whole society now is ran by the love of money. Mm-hmm. You know, the fact that we only listen to people that we think are successful. Their opinions mean more than people that we think aren't successful. We look at people with what they have as showing that they're capable of something. But when what they have might have been gave to them.
Yeah.
And they didn't earn it. So clearly our views on the world are skewed off top.
And they always will be too.
I agree. But I think that, again, men always talk this alpha shit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the fucking word. That's something that don't need to be said. It will show, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So if you, or man, I would refer to manhood or men or man, or I'm a man, but I would only feel comfortable saying that is if I can back it up with something.
Yeah.
So I think our goals now is to make sure we can back up our slick talk.
Right.
Because just talking that shit ain't worth it no more. You got to back that shit up now. It ain't fake it till you make it no more, nigga.
Well, I'm going to say like this, man. Cynthia G and her audience, I will say that you guys are right in the way that black men do have to do better when it comes to how they approach black women, how they feel about black women, their defense and their protection of black women. Me, myself, I'm going to do better. I definitely would love to have a black woman in my life nowadays. So I'm just putting that into the universe that motherfuckers is really trying to do better in that way. I do feel like there's a certain way that motherfuckers should go about it without having to make it seem like motherfuckers is getting attacked. But at the end of the day, if you have tried, and I'll put this example out there, just like when motherfuckers talk about, they try to bring up Martin Luther King all the time as the example of how black people should act. Nah, motherfuckers have done that for years. There needs to be another way to get your attention. If motherfuckers have to walk the streets or fucking break through a motherfucking Target to get your attention, to get the point across, well, shit. Black women feel like they are busting the windows out of a Target, but it's really just black men. And they want they need that attention back. They need to feel like they matter in that sense.
Hey,
so how do you feel about that? Is that facts or am I wrong?
No, I believe it's facts. I want to ask, and because I feel like we're going to be coming to an end.
Yeah, yep.
The black men who decided to date other races, they touched on that.
Yeah.
My wife is mixed, but she came and brought me a drink, right? I'm not with a black woman. You know, the black women I've been with, you know, up until now wasn't all bad and all that. But what I say, you know, Cynthia G brought that shit up. Like, niggas be, you know, validating these other women quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll make a black woman wait 20 years and won't put no ring on it and shit. Right. So I want to talk about that before we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that we were very willing to be that man for those black women. Mm-hmm. I think that we find it hard to get cooperation with black women. But now when I hear these women, when I was hearing these women talk, I see why they wasn't cooperating. They don't trust us.
Yeah.
They don't believe in us.
That's apparent as fuck.
But then they might got valid opinions why they don't.
Yeah.
Now, when you get a woman of another culture, in their mind, you are already the prize. Just the fact that you a black man. They don't give a fuck what else come with it. It's good if some more shit come with it, but getting them a black man was the prize.
And if it comes easy, motherfuckers ain't gonna deny it. That's just how it is. If it comes easy, motherfuckers ain't finna deny it. And if a white girl come through and she seems very easy, easier than dealing with a black woman, some motherfuckers will actually go for that. That's the way shit is, bro.
And somebody asked about my wife. She mixed with some different Hispanic ass shit. But that's another thing. People think that there's one type of Hispanic, one type of African, one type of whatever. It's all kind of shit out here.
Yeah.
But I'm mixed, she mixed. You know what I'm saying? Every other woman I've been with my whole life were black women. I had good relationships with some. I'm a cheating ass nigga. Like, it took me a long time. I mean, and by cheating, I just will always just kind of tell a woman, like, I don't know if I can be faithful. Like, good luck on that, right?
Yeah.
So I thought I was being honest by telling them that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you no details. I'm going to tell you that I ain't that type of nigga.
Yeah.
But then after a time when women invest in you, they expect you to start putting them, first, putting your family first and shit. And you think you are. But the pain that we've caused black women or women in our lives in general, we couldn't deal with the shit that they deal with. If every black woman you ever been with cheated on you, you would say that black women are expendable. You would be mad at black women. You would be saying all the shit that these women are saying.
Right.
And we've had black mothers not do their jobs, but we give them a pass.
Do we give them a pass because of how we know them and because of the love we have for them, because of how we care about them?
Hold on. This is even worse, what I'm about to say. In most of those situations, that black mother who wasn't doing her job was still doing a better job than your black father. If your mama was a crack fiend mama, always was a black queen mama, where was your daddy at? So even though your mama was on drugs, she was still better than your nigga, your daddy who wasn't around, her nigga. So it's even worse. It's even worse that
it is.
Even the women that we try to point the finger at and say that they fucked up or they strippers or they this or these bitches is wild. Where they niggas at? Where the baby daddy at? Probably somewhere worse off than her. At least your stripper mama or your drug addict mama is paying bills and feeding you and making sure you enrolled in school. And, so even then, the black women have more support for the black man.
When the war on drugs happened, it created a few functioning crackheads. Motherfuckers that still did the drugs, but at the same time still had a level of give a fuck for their kids. It may not have been the best that they've had, but a motherfucker didn't give up on the kid.
True. Somebody said that they gave black mothers government assistance. True. They also gave black single fathers government assistance. If you are a black single father, you can get the same exact government assistance. That's the facts. Now, they also would give custody to mothers quicker, of course. Because I still, even in my own opinion, believe that a crackhead mama would give a child more support than a father that ain't holding shit down. I sold drugs. I've been around women. I've been around crackheads who had their priorities straight. They'll take care of bills and then smoke the rest.
That's the functioning crackhead right there.
Functioning crackhead. But you have men. The men who smoked felt like, I'm smoking all this shit up. Because there's a bitch somewhere that's going to make sure I'm straight. But a woman, and y'all got it wrong if y'all think that women want to just sell their body for crack. There were some women who would not do anything like that for crack. I remember we had this teacher that we used to serve. She was so cool, educated, just cool lady. And not a bad looking lady. Like, you would look at her like, you fucking smoke, bitch. She had a lot of integrity. Yeah. She had an addiction to cocaine or crack, I should say. But she did not want to play them ghetto games. She was like, nigga, here go the bread. Give me my crack. And I'll be back. Right. But so I'm just saying that I've seen a lot of different types of men. I also seen professional men who are well educated, highly successful. I don't want to say who this is, but a close relative of mine, her husband, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm fucking up. Her baby daddy is very wealthy, very tapped in here in Milwaukee, like polarizing nigga. Like if he do some shit, it's in the newspaper. But he's not a good father.
Yeah.
So even with this money, even with a good standing in society, nigga, you a deadbeat when it comes to taking care of your daughter. I know a lot of different type of people. There's athletes that don't know their kids. There's entertainers that don't know their kids.
Yeah.
Why would an entertainer have 7 babies by 7 bitches? Why?
No idea.
How many white baby daddies? Let's just do this shit. How many white entertainers do we know of that has that many kids by that many different women? If y'all can come up with one, go in the chat. If y'all can come up with one, I just want to, for my own research, give me one white baby daddy in the industry or something like a big name that we all know who has a bunch of baby mamas.
He said Nick.
Dog calling him the white dude. Give me a white dude. Hell, give me an Asian dude. Give me a white dude, an Asian dude, a Hispanic dude, any of them motherfuckers.
We gonna see. Lady said none that she heard of.
So look, man, I'm not sticking up for white boys, man. They got their own demons and shit. I'm saying that when black women talking shit, niggas better listen.
Trauma said they don't put their business out there like that in the media.
Which I agree with that. He making a good point, but we still don't know. Why don't we know? Why the fuck can't we think of one?
Black man said Charlie Sheen. Does Charlie Sheen have a bunch of baby moms?
I don't think he have a bunch. Now, I'm not saying that white boys don't got a baby mama. They don't got 5 of them. They don't got 7 of them.
Oh, okay.
None that I know of.
He said ghost babies. He said Trump was busting in them and leaving. Look, that
like I said, man.
Look, what I feel like now is like at the point where when these examples come up, a lot of defense happens in our community instead of trying to figure out solutions. We never jump to solutions before we jump to the defense or jump to excuses. You know what I'm saying? Even when it came to her show, she had a whole bunch of shit, but she's the type of person where she already has her idea of something. So when she forms a question, she forms it with her opinion attached to it so that when you answer it and it's not the same as what she believes in, then you're already dismissed. So she already wants the answer that she has already in her head. She's not really asking you a question to hear your side of it or your opinion. She said there's nothing that a man can say at this point that can change or steer her opinion away from what she believes. And there's a lot of women, not just black women, but women in general who feel that way because of how they feel now. So with that being said, AP, what now in this situation do you feel that can happen between black women and black men that could be positive?
Condoms.
Check.
And self-care. I think that the more black men that can take care of themselves, that don't need a woman's money, they can come to a woman on equal ground and they can have a better respect for each other. The more black women that can take care of themselves and not be afraid of some man having to lay there and have an ego trip because he can't pay bills. I think people need to take care of themselves, self-care, and I think condoms need to become a very big, important word in the black community. Mm. We having far too many kids with too many people, and these kids are suffering. I grew up in a neighborhood where the kids suffered.
Yeah.
You know, I had my pops around, and I felt like I was suffering because he had more than he could handle with his habits. Mm-hmm. Then my neighbors had no man around, you know. I had a neighbor. I used to feel bad about my life. Mm-hmm. And I was at the dude across the street house. I should bring him on 3Gs one day or one of these shows to talk.
Yeah.
I was over dude's house one day. Literally everything they had in the house, I know came from the alley.
Really?
Somebody put that furniture out in the alley and they used that in their house. And the mama, who was heavily on drugs, left the house, bought 1 pack of hot dogs and 1 bread. And she told them niggas while I was over there. Obviously, I wasn't allowed to have a hot dog because she didn't have enough for that.
Yeah.
But she told them, y'all get 1 hot dog and drink some water. And I was like, fuck. I thought I had it bad. Like, these niggas got it bad.
They got a bad.
I knew I wasn't black. Like, that's the day I knew I wasn't black. So I was like, God
damn.
I was like, shout out to white Jesus. But I was like, all right, look. I was like, okay, look. I was like, let me stop. And mind you, it was 5 kids.
Yeah.
5 kids. So, and obviously times are actually getting better as far as kids being able to live in comfortable houses. They're eating better. They're, right. You know, they're not suffering like we were in the 80s.
Yeah.
But we having far too many kids. There's too many baby daddies. There's too many baby mamas. Even myself, I have to assemble my kids.
Yeah.
If I have an event, I might have to pick up kids from 3 multiple houses to come to a house with kids that are their stepbrothers and sisters.
Right.
Like, it's just too many people involved. It's chaotic. So condoms and self-care. Motherfuckers need to at least all be on equal playing grounds. Men should be able to stand up with their head up saying, I can handle myself. I don't need you for nothing, woman, other than your love and your sex.
Yeah.
Men be needing these women for their livelihood. Mm-hmm. The day that men don't need women is the day that you have control. You need these women for real.
Yeah.
A lot of us. What you say?
Build that foundation, man. Let your foundation be solid. A lot of people, like I said before, a lot of people go into shit too quick. They don't get to know motherfuckers. They don't get to be around, like, because when it all comes down to it, yes, we are black. And if you with somebody else black, that's great. But at the same time, if you don't even know this motherfucker and don't give time to really get to know somebody, you end up having a kid, or y'all get way too deep into some shit, and later on you find out more about this person that you end up don't liking. That's on y'all. All right? It's not specific to black men or black women. It's specific to who this person is as a human. Who are they as an individual? You got to get to know who the fuck somebody is. When you build a solid foundation, you ain't got to worry about the building falling down whenever something's going on. There can be problems. There can be issues. There can be disagreements. But at the end of the day, the foundation is what keep y'all together. A lot of people build shaky foundations between each other. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with how y'all view each other, how y'all respect each other, and how y'all love and care for each other. So build that foundation first and let that be solid. And then on top of that, something that a lot of people don't fucking think of, When you see the signs, pay attention to them. When you see those fucking signs of shit that you don't agree with or that you don't like, yeah, it doesn't have to automatically result to you breaking apart from a person. Try to deal with those issues or try to resolve those issues. But if it don't work, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck away from somebody. Don't let somebody sit up there and take all your energy, take all your whatever the fuck. Don't let them use you to the point where you get a skewed version of who everybody else is when you haven't dealt with everybody. So like, I'm not gonna generalize a whole group of people because I haven't been with everybody. So build the foundation first. Let that shit be solid. Build with your partner. What else? What else can you do from there?
Hey, let me bring up this because DP made a good point. He said he don't see too many young black men abandoning their kids. I agree. Mm-hmm. I brought it up earlier. These young brothers is in their kids' life like a motherfucker. But you in your kid's life with your gun on your hip and smoking hella weed in front of them and talking that talk in front of them. Now, I don't respect that. Not all young fathers, by the way. Like I said, not all young fathers. Some of them are AAU coaches. Some of them are all in their kids' business. I'm not talking about them. They're going to be fine. But there's a large group of young women and black men who are still teaching their children things that will endanger your child.
Yeah.
You got little kids saying fuck the police. Even if it is fuck the police, you're supposed to say that after you made it through the encounter. Willie D got a song. I forgot the song, but he talked about getting pulled over. Yeah. And he said he was yes sirring and no ma'aming while the police was there. But after they pulled off, he said, you ain't nothing but a redneck, son, punk ass son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get through the encounter and then you cuss their ass out later.
Yep.
Like, what's being taught, even though there's young parents in the lives of these young children, if you're not teaching them a strong love for reading and comprehension, or working and building with their hands, or doing things for themselves and not allowing other people to take care of them. If these ain't some of the biggest points that you instilling in your kids, so what you there? You the poison that's poisoning the next generation if you not speaking life into your kids.
Yeah.
Things that will make them successful and make them have a good existence. So yeah, you can be there, but make sure you're not the negative influence in their life. Yeah. Because I've seen that too in my life.
And he's not talking about you just owning a gun, period. There's a specific type of person he's talking about. So motherfuckers talking about.
Correct. I mean, y'all know, if y'all nigga, if y'all don't know what the fuck I'm saying, shut the fuck up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Y'all know what he means.
We ain't talking about a father going to the gun range and hunting.
Right.
Nigga, if you got a 30 clip in a fucking handgun and you taking pictures with your son throwing up gang signs, nigga, you whack as a bitch.
You the problem.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's how they view. That's why when people talk about the difference between that, when they bring up white men and their kids and showing them guns, bring them to the gun range, that's because the narrative around them, even though we know that the biggest problem in America is white terrorists, mass shootings, even though it looks normal, that's just how shit is. That's how the stereotype is. They don't look at us the same way they look at white men with guns when they teach their kids how to shoot.
Let me point this out too, because this is a big thing that's happening in the black community right now. Mm-hmm. I know it's happening everywhere, but it's happened in Milwaukee multiple times. Yeah. Where a child got a hold of the handgun and fatally shot an adult or other child in the house. If you don't teach gun safety to your fucking kids, you are not a good father. I don't give a fuck if you there or a mother. I don't care if you there. You're just as destructive as an ain't shit parent.
Mm-hmm.
I showed my kids immediately young, early, how to handle guns, how to check if it's loaded, how to make, put a clip in, take it out,
Clean
make sure, there's nothing in the chamber.
Yeah.
Not because I want them to play with guns, but just in case they being some little defiant little motherfuckers. My dad told me from a little kid, don't never point a barrel at another person. Mm-hmm. Now, I still played with guns. I remember shooting a gun off in the basement on accident. Thank God he told me never point it at somebody. Because I really did think that the safety was on. And that shit, discharged in the fucking basement.
Yeah. And DP, you do make, that's a good point. Black people collectively are trying to make an effort to do better. We're not dismissing
and I'm with,
at all.
I totally agree. But my point is us
continuing to keep that mindset for black people so that we can continue to stay on the same page. That's all that is.
And I don't want him to think I'm coming at him. I'm starting to think about some things that I'm seeing in my neighborhood or in my city.
Yeah.
That, listen, the father do be around and he leaves his gun on the coffee table and gets high and smokes or drinks some lean and he go to sleep and a gun on the table.
Yeah.
Or this one girl that got shot in her back on the highway in Milwaukee, the gun was under the seat. She didn't have her kids in fucking seat belts. The baby got a hold of the gun under the, from on the floor and shot her through the fucking seat while she was driving on the highway. Look this shit up. So wild. It ain't just about being a parent. It's about what kind of parent you're going to be. The state of black people is in such despair that it's going to take everything to fix it. It's going to take respect for black men and black women, them working together. It's going to take good parenting. It's going to take finances. It's going to take some form of spirituality or at least some kind of code to stick by so people have some kind of parameters that they stay within. It's going to take a lot. Cynthia G ain't did nothing but start a conversation.
Right. That you can't.
And I don't give a fuck. I don't care what the bitch talking about, be honest with you. Go ahead.
No, that's all I'm just saying. You can't really hate on it. You can have your opinion on it all you want. But hating on it is a different subject. We got to learn how to really start understanding from that perspective, because I don't think we really have an understanding there. There's not really that much of an understanding because of how much of the divide that it has created between black men and black women. So now they have to speak a certain type of way to get motherfuckers' attention. We wouldn't be talking about Cynthia G and the shit that she said if she was coming all nice and, yeah, please, black men, I just really would appreciate you guys to really care about us and love us. That's not how motherfuckers, she got our attention now. You know what I'm saying? She definitely got our attention. So we got to speak on the shit. And we also have to take accountability, even if it doesn't seem, or even if it seems like black men have been taking accountability, we still have to do that. We have to display that. You know what I'm saying? What the best thing you can do is prove Cynthia G wrong about her statement.
Hey, what do you think about the word simp? What do you think about, like, and why I asked you that? I feel like because we so busy trying not to be simps, we forgot that we can treat women with respect even if we don't respect them.
I think the word simp has become another way of calling a man a bitch.
Correct.
Without calling him a bitch. But there's also different levels of being a simp. You can be the simp that's out here getting played by a motherfucker that's putting you in the friend zone, all that other type of shit. You could be the simp that's over here being submissive to your woman. You could also be the simp who knows how to be, have that emotional connection with your girl and have that deep conversation and build emotionally with your girl and shit like that. There's different levels of it. So being a simp is not all that bad in a certain aspect, all right? In a certain aspect, all right?
Hey, you've been enjoying the simp life, nigga?
Look, man, I am a simp in a way that I do not like problems. Dog. I don't like problems. I hate confrontation. I'm not about to be in some shit, especially when I don't fucking know you. So I'll defeat you in logic when it comes to that type of shit. But other than that, like if I know you personally and a problem is about to come through, guess what? I'm pulling back. I'm not about to engage in no fuck shit. I'm the type of person that just whatever. If you want this to go down, motherfucker, shit. Fuck it. I don't want no problems. You want a nigga to take out the trash? I'm going to the trash can. I'm out. We not finna have no argument with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's shit like that, especially when you have a partner. You know what I mean? Other than that, I'm not finna be a motherfucker that is sitting up here, you know, on his knees for a motherfucker. But I also respect my girl enough to be a certain way with her. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? I want to shift this conversation before we get up out of here, bro.
All right, Lacey, nigga, that's my nigga. He said you teddy bear. He said you teddy bear shirt wearing simp.
Jive ass.
My nigga. What up, Krista?
How many young boys and men are mad at their daddy?
Shit. Damn.
And why?
I used to be mad at my dad. I cussed my dad out once before, just over some shit. Just, you know, emotional child shit that happened. The relationship not being what I felt like it was supposed to be. All types of shit. But I just think it could come from different places. It could come from your mom, who was probably bitter and started saying a bunch of shit about your dad, giving you the idea that your dad was some type of person, but in reality, it probably was her driving him away. Or you could have formed your own opinion. But you could have also formed your own opinion by how that motherfucker act towards you and towards your mom. You know what I'm saying? You could see the shit firsthand too, if you were allowed to. So there's a bunch of different aspects with that.
Me and my oldest son have a contentious relationship because I think he compares me and his relationship to the way I am with the younger kids. Because he don't know how he came into the world. He don't know the things around that. And even though I've been very present, he don't see, like his mind doesn't let him comprehend, like why does it look like he's fucking with the younger ones more? Like, nigga, they here, nigga. Like, if you was here, you know, me and my son is the coolest motherfuckers when we around each other.
Yeah.
But he don't get checked on enough in his mind. I don't call enough unless I need to, or he calls me, or we set something up, or we together. So, you know, and I'm not a celebrator. I'm not celebrating shit, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you getting birthday gifts, you getting this, you getting your mama getting child support.
Nigga said I'm not a celebrator.
I'm not. I really am not. I don't do Christmases. I don't do none of that shit. But I, you know, my son graduated. I gave him my Jeep. Yeah. I gave him a band. He about to go to college. I gave him a G just for the fuck of. So like, nigga, you know, I fuck with you.
Right.
But it doesn't matter to him because he's like, but I feel like my brothers know you better. I feel like my sister knows you better. Mm. But bro, it's just timing.
It is.
Because when you was little, you was right next to me every fucking day. But when I got busy working 2 jobs, I saw you when I saw you. It was timing. It was the fact that we had me and your mama didn't have a relationship. It was a lot of things involved, but in his mind, he wants more from me. And I respect it. Go ahead.
Nothing. I was just saying.
They clowning.
Found her stinking ass in the chat. Spirit, what's up, motherfucker?
Shit. We don't need her goddamn interpretation of niggas.
She over there burning incense and sage and her toenails.
She gonna be like, you know what the problem is, right? Your moon wasn't in your Aquarius at the time of your transition to the moon. Nigga, like, shut the fuck up, baby.
She trying to kill motherfuckers. She got voodoo dogs over there and shit. But yeah, no, that's
fuck with
facts,
her,
man. That's facts. That's facts. And
So I'm just saying, and the reason I said all that, because I always use myself as examples. The reason I said all that shit because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. And because men don't take the time to explain shit, or they're not articulate enough to explain shit to their woman or their children.
Yeah.
When things get misunderstood, they just run from it. And my suggestion to people is keeping it real. Don't hide shit. Don't lie about shit. People will love you and fuck with you, especially kids. Kids is gonna love you unconditionally. You can be an ain't shit fuck up.
Right.
Just keep it real though, so that way they're not trying to guess and figure out why the world is the way it is or why life is the way it is. And I think that's what happened to my generation. What our parents weren't telling us shit.
Yeah.
People got better at expressing themselves now, but it's a lot of fucked up people that didn't deal with their own issues, and now you're a parent. You about to pass them issues on to the next generation. Yeah. You have to safeguard your kids from the fuck shit that you was taught.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I feel like when we learn to deal with our own traumas, that's like, I mean, I've spoken that before, man. Black people as a whole have a lot of traumas and a lot of things that they have not dealt with, and believe that they can just continue on in life without dealing with the shit. That shit's going to spill over into your family. It's going to spill over into your personal life, all that shit. And a lot of people do raise kids when they're dealing with personal traumas and mental illnesses and shit like that. It does speak to the strength of black women, for one, to have to deal with a lot of that shit. And then on top of that, try to be the best parent they can be. But I think it's important now that we know, and now that people are acknowledging this type of shit, to try to deal with those things before we continue on trying to live quote unquote regular lives.
Hey, let's kiss black women ass before we get up out of here. How long we got? How long we got before we out?
Probably like 5 minutes, because I got to make a run in a little bit. So
no, I'm cool with that. I want to kiss black women ass by saying, me just being honest and fair. I've seen that black women been holding shit down.
Yeah.
Whether you did it with the good, like you didn't have a good attitude while you was doing it.
Yeah.
But you still was doing it. Even with good black men around, some of y'all chose not to deal with those good black men because y'all felt like his dick was trash. But I'm not mad at y'all. If y'all don't want to be with whack dick, that's y'all business.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that men and women need to put their sexual issues aside.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure the next generations and the kids are straight. So that's one thing I would like to see women do. But I want to say that a lot of women I fucked up in the head, bro. I mistreated them and fucked them up.
Yep.
I know I fucked them up.
Yep.
So I'm not gonna act like they just was crazy off the rip.
Right. Niggas
I made some bitches
some lies.
crazy.
Niggas definitely done manipulated some situations. Niggas, I can definitely take accountability in that shit.
I made some bitches crazy, dog. Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. But there's no excuse for y'all to continue to make your kids crazy because you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you women are sexual, promiscuous, or dancers, strippers, prostitutes, please, ladies, keep that shit from your kids. Your children do not want to know that their mama is for the streets. They don't want to know that their mama is making money off the streets.
Busting it open.
They don't. I'm being for real. I had to be. I mean, I'm talking about kissing their ass, but I want to drop some gems for them up out of here.
I'm gonna kiss their ass, but listen, hoes.
Yeah, listen, you dirty sluts. I love y'all, and I'm not mad at y'all for doing what y'all doing, but it does. See, this. Let me say this to men and women.
Mm.
We used to say shit was underground.
Yeah.
And in the dominant or like in the world, you didn't show your hand. You didn't let people know what you was up to.
Right.
I think in the black community, that needs to be the new norm.
Mm-hmm.
If men are on fuck shit, drugs, whatever, even when kids smell something, they supposed to say, it smell like a skunk in here.
Yeah.
Your 3-year-old, 4-year-old ain't supposed to know that's weed, motherfucker.
Right.
Same thing with the woman shaking her ass on camera in front of the kids and got a stripper pole in the living room, bitch. Like, it's in the living room. That's not I don't give a fuck what society tell you. That's not a respectable profession.
Yeah.
Cause it ain't gonna be long for your boys and your daughters to think my mama sells pussy.
Well, they already got it to where it's gonna be a thing where they said kids now they gonna be making fun of other kids. Like, I done see your mama on motherfucking OnlyFans giving it up, take it back.
Nigga, hold on. Let's keep it all the way gully.
Okay.
If I was 17 years old,
yeah,
and I knew your mama was $300 to fuck, and I had $300, and your mama thick as a bitch, guess who about to fuck your mama? You feel me? If a bitch try to act like that's okay, bitch, kill yourself. It's not okay. Okay, so why you talking about men are expendable? Don't think because you have the help of the government, the help of your pussy, the help of society that you fucking special, bitch. We all need to take accountability for our fuck ups and start making shit better for the next generation. Because my whole goal in life is to get enough money where I can get away from everybody. Because I don't trust people. I'm afraid of idiots. I feel like y'all don't know how to drive. You motherfuckers is dangerous. Y'all envious, hateful. I don't want to be around people. Let's get this shit together. Now I'm done talking, G. You can wrap this shit up.
Motherfucking AP, ladies and gentlemen, man. First of all, thank you for pulling up on me today, man. This dude brought in a very good. I don't think I haven't done a show that was almost 3 hours ever, and it's funny because
that was a 2-hour show we was talking about, though.
Yeah, the show that we talking about literally went this long, 2 hours 35 minutes, and we went 2 minutes over that because that's how long.
Did you put it in the description? Did you put her video in the description?
Oh no, I will. As soon as I get off here,
go and add that so they can go and watch.
Right.
Y'all gotta watch this shit.
Have to.
Y'all have to go and watch that shit.
Even the niggas in here that disagree and that really feel some type of way with how she feels, you have to watch the shit. You have to watch the shit. I'm telling you right now. Thank you, AP for putting me onto that shit, giving me a good episode to have. Today was supposed to be a nigga day off. I said, fuck it. This was too good to not even, we couldn't pass this shit. And on top of that, I know that niggas in the chat, both of us, matter of fact, 3G's podcast, GMS show, people that hop in our chat always got good viewpoints, good opinions and shit like that. So this was a very good conversation to have. So I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate you, AP. Yeah, man, good conversation, man. Make sure you check out the video. I'm going to put it in the description once this is over. But like I said, GMS family, show some love to AP and also put a GMS in the chat so I can shout y'all motherfuckers out. AP, if there's anything you want to say before you get out of here, man, let the people know right now.
All right, this is it. Tomorrow night, 3G's podcast at 8 o'clock Central Time. We're going to bring this back up. We're gonna talk about some other things, but we're gonna bring this back up. So if y'all have any disagreements, if y'all have any points y'all want to get out, please call in to the show on 3G's podcast. On Saturday night on my Player for Life channel, if y'all didn't know I had another channel, Player for Life, I also will be talking about this situation, but more from a relationship standpoint. So check out Player for Life. Join us tomorrow night for 3G's and call in, man. If y'all got some points, go watch her video, Cynthia G's video.
Yeah.
And then come pull up tomorrow night and call in.
Hey, man. Like he said, man, do you due diligence. GMS family, put the GMS in there. AP, thank you again, bro. I'm going to hit you up a little later, family. Thank you for pulling up on me. I'll see your ass tomorrow night.
Man, great show, G.
For sure, man. Peace out. Good night, brother.
Peace.
GMS family, put a GMS in that motherfucking chat, man. We finna get the fuck up out of here. I appreciate everybody that pulled up on me today, man. It was a really good show. Really good topic. Oh, my God. Spirit. Stop being nasty. You a nasty nigga, man. You always being nasty. Your coochie stay wet. You got automatic coochie wettener. That's what you got. The automatic coochie wettener. This motherfucker stay moist. All right, anyway, my bad. I Lacey. Shout out to I Lacey in the chat. Binky Bianca. Reggie, Indiana. Aboriginal T. Chris Blue. Black Man America D. P. J.R. Miller, Spirit Driven, you horny toad, motherfucking, who else we got in this motherfucker? Lady Aries, Black Light Zen, Mickey Knox. What's going on, man? The green room was heavy in the chat today. GMS fam, what's going on, man? Put them GMSs in the comments. I'm finna shout everybody out. Marvin Thomas in the motherfucking building. Reality Watch, what's happening, bruh? Y'all see that shit? You can join the GMS Discord, by the way. You see that link that JR just posted? There is a GMS Discord where you can go and have conversations with the other Green Room members, and I'm gonna hop in there very soon so we can talk about some shit as well, man. Keep the shit flowing. You know what I'm saying? Lacey said she got that drip. Apparently you finna find out soon, nigga. I don't know if y'all live in different states, but y'all better hook that motherfucking flight up, cause god damn. That's it. That's it right there. This motherfucker done told you, and that spoke to AP's point from earlier, right? Motherfuckers know they want you before they even meet your ass. He said spit at 16. I don't know, should I? It's off beat. It's off beat when I try to spit to the beat, and like my voice is off with the beat on stream. Like it's on beat in my ears and it'll just sound cool to me, but it'll sound off to y'all. You know what I mean? But I'll be rapping sometimes on my IG. Anyway, GMS fan, man, we out. Y'all have a good motherfucking day or good night. I'll see y'all ass tomorrow, man. We out.